All right, real quick, I just want to go over this with y'all. All right, if this will allow me to. Okay. First of all, I actually asked one of the readers directly today. Finally, can they donate to me? And all I'm saying is, I think a lot of you need to change your perception and change your attitude because you're not making any sense. Because again, these readers, like right, like Mr. Mo, who I asked this to, or whatever your name is, I enjoy your readings, man. It's all good, like you know what I mean. But my whole deal is like I'm asking genuinely. I'm not being cynical or anything, but I do apologize. Internet issues. So, like I said, basically, you readers, you pick up my energy every time you're telling my story, right? Don't you owe me money from that? Yeah. Like, I could take y'all to court if I needed to. Like I said, I don't want to do that. I have enough lawsuits that I'm going to have to be filing and enough going on. And I'm not talking to Steez yet. I'll get to Steez in just a minute. Okay. I'm not going to be on here too long because I got to move around and do what I need to do. But number one, like I said, the YouTube check is already at like $142. I got these haters mad. They mad, baby. Give me a round of applause. Already at $142, and that's not including all the new videos I've already put out, and I'll probably make some more right now, release some more in just a minute. So I'm working hard as hell. I work harder than anybody who goes to a 9 to 5. That's number one. Now, first off, I'm not going to go into everything, but supposedly everything should be okay with me as far as this other stuff that was going on, and then the other stuff I'm going through, I'm doing my best to try to deal with, and I'm just going to have to drink water and take the conventional medicine and hope that it helps. There's not much more options at this point. I can't understand what the readings are saying or what, it just doesn't make sense. So my point is this: as far as Steez is concerned, Styles, aka Nowhere TV, aka Psychotic Logic. First of all, like I told you, I don't have any issue with you, bro, but you just are so like on another level of not making sense. And I want to explain to you real quick why. First of all, what it sounds like, okay? First of all, you don't ever put up documents from a bank. That's number one. You don't put those out publicly. I'm not sure if that's illegal, if that's another crime you committed. That's number one. Number two, you posted this letter, right? And you're basically calling out an entire bank publicly. Now, you are known for doing crazy things like this. You literally have in the past, you've threatened everyone at certain places. Literally, you'll make crazy threats. You'll say crazy things. You have a history of doing this. This again is Lee Owens, okay, aka Nowhere TV, aka Psychotic Logic, that I'm referring to and talking about. Now you got to understand, I'm Batman, bro. So I'm, independent. I'm a vigilante, but I'm also kind of like a little detective. So I know a lot about you, bro. And my thing is that I just, it's like pulling up your profile basically in my mind, and I know a lot about you. Um, like I said, you do that. You issue these crazy statements and remarks, and you'll do it to actual like whole groups of people, right? You'll do it towards buildings even, which actually, if you go into the statutes, is a terroristic threat. So you should have been arrested for that a long time ago. Right. And some of these I had recorded. I actually have evidence of another one recorded that you made that sounded out of context like it was towards me. I have that evidence recorded. So you have to understand me, I can take you personally to court anytime I want, right? So, I mean, you don't worry about these fake Ponzi schemes and your fake business ideas because we all know that it's not going to work and that it's all fake. Now, I want to go into the facts of this real quick since I actually know how to run a business and know everything I'm talking about. First of all, I own Steez. Like I said, if I wanted to take him to court anytime I could, he doesn't have any money. He's not worth taking to court, right? He might get some jail time out of the deal. I mean, at some point, I may take him to court if I have time, just for the things that he said and basically the defamation of character and just, the weird attitude and the remarks, But basically, the lies and the slander is the big thing, But to extend this, the man is putting up actual letters sent directly from a bank. You don't do that. You don't call out a bank publicly. That's just not right, right? And it's just dumb to think that you're going to come up against an institution. Okay, these institutions do not care, and this is the problem with niggas like him is that they think that the world owes them something, and they believe we live in this fantasy delusion land where these laws and rules actually apply. They don't. They make their own rules. We're well aware of that, Nutty. Okay, I've been on the planet for 34 years. 34 years. I'm well aware that all corporations, right, like to steal your money. I'm aware that all corporations, will mess you over and take advantage of you. However, this situation has nothing to do with that. In fact, they've done nothing wrong to you. And I want to explain, I'm on their side 100%. I am on the side of the bank as far as Nutward is concerned, aka his channel is Psychotic Logic, okay? Aka meaning also known as Psychotic Logic. Again, I want to go over this with y'all real quick. The man goes into a bank. Okay, first of all, you're already looking at him like, this nigga. Like, what kind of stunt might he pull? He's already untrustworthy, right? Just by his whole profile. Then he's claiming to be a career criminal, right? And he's not a career criminal. He was never a thug. He was never a gangster. He never sold drugs. He never was about anything. This is actual facts. He actually got ran out of Chicago. He claimed that he got hit in his shoulder, okay, by Chicago niggas and that they ran him out of Chicago. He's a soft nigga, but he likes to talk above his head. And when he doesn't get his way, like I said, he issues his threats. Anyone on the internet you can ask, even if they're trolls, they're probably going to agree with me because they know, they probably don't care about the truth, but they just know that one's kind of hard to argue. And they don't like him neither. Like I said, it's not about me liking you. I don't have any issue with you, but I just think that you really need to calm down, brother. I don't have anything against you, but what you're doing is just downright crazy, man. I mean, like I said, I told you all these things a long time ago. I told you reality. I told you how reality works. I told you how businesses work and how to build them. You told me that I was wrong for working a 9 to 5s to get and collect money to have capital to run the business, which is just not true. Hold on. So, like I said, when I was doing those 9 to 5s, you were basically trying to diss me, right, for working. And then you did it again today. I noticed. I saw that brief part where you said something about, "Oh, I'm not dissing you if you're working." You are. You diss everybody who works a 9 to 5, and I don't like that. I encourage people to work, but I also think that people should get the mentality of being independent and investing in yourself. And if you're going to work, I think that you should work to where you're going to be able to put yourself in an advantageous position to invest in yourself and build your own companies and just run your own ship. You know what I mean? To where you don't have to depend on anybody. But which is exactly what you see me doing in front of everyone, and this is why these people want to stop me and why they want to hold me back. Correct? Okay. So again, you went into a bank. You're a narcissist. Who's to put it past you 100%? Number one, anyone should suspect you of recording a conversation. Number two, I looked up the law. The law is that you cannot record a conversation within a bank institution. It's a government building. You're not supposed to be recording within a government building, right? I don't do what you do. I don't record people in banks and stuff. Now, I'll record in the public. I have every right to, but I'm not going to walk into an institution that's a government built building and record. you know, and if I ever do, it's just I'm unaware that it's a government building, common sense. So I'm okay because I'm just ignorant and don't understand what I'm doing, right? So it's a little different. But you, I mean, you're knowingly going into an institution, you're trying to tell them how the game works and how the rules work, but you don't know how the rules work. Why don't you know how the rules work? Because you just read things online on Google and then you assume that it's law. Okay. Even if you were right, even if what you claim is true, and you think that we live back in 1800 BC before Christ, nigga, and you think that basically we're all entitled and we have these rights that they never give us, and that basically you're saying that they can't deny me to fix my credit, but yet anywhere I go, they won't give me a credit card. Nutty, this is one of my issues. If it was as easy as you claim, I think that my credit would be fixed by now, don't you? So, I mean, I'm all for you in that. You know, I'm all for you in that, but you claim, you know, number one, you say the words fighting with, which is just not words you should be using with the situation. It's just going to hurt your case more. Then on top of that, you say that you're standing up to. I mean, how are you going to stand up to a whole system, Nutty, and win? Come on, bro. I mean, you're talking to the man who has stood up to the corrupt injustice system and won by himself. I'm the one who knows how to do that, not you. I mean, how are you going to win, brother? I mean, what are you going to tell him? So you're gonna play the race card. Oh my God. I mean, you know, a guy like you has never done that in the history of man. It's not like it happens every single 5 seconds every day. It's not like it's all y'all are known for and do, right? But you're going to say it's discrimination. Discrimination upon what? You went into a bank. Let me go over the facts. You went into a bank. I 100% believe that you allegedly, right, according to them, tried to record them, or that they suspected you of this. Some of your behavior obviously was weird. It wasn't obviously, you're trying to make it like it was within the bank, within your trip to the bank. I think that the behavior has to do with your felonious scams that you're trying to run on YouTube, that you run off of YouTube. The fact that, like I said, I have you recorded on tape, sir. Again, you're not listening. You admitted on tape. I think I have the show downloaded. I have court evidence against you that I could put you in prison anytime I want. Just understand that before you speak my name again, okay? So you have to understand, I have you on tape, right? And what you're stating in the tape, right, is basically that you are selling white. let's put it like that. Okay. Now I want you people to listen now. I'm better than anyone at what I do, and like I said, I didn't go to college for any of this. I don't have certifications, I don't have licenses, but I want you to listen to how good I am at what I do, because I'm Batman, and again, I'm just a vigilante who's just really resourceful and smart. So you said that you're selling white, okay, for the that's enough to put you behind bars, smart one. And then not only did you not deny it, then you went and admitted it again on record, on tape, that I believe I have it all recorded and documented, right? And I don't record people. These are your own recordings, right? You put it out and you admitted that you sell white. Okay. So, I mean, that's a felony, sir. Okay, a real felony. So he lives in a fantasy world where he's above the law. He's a narcissist. He's completely delusional. And that's why he's basically trying to go in there. And yeah, I think 100% whoever commented, I think that their comment makes sense. I think that they were saying, like, yeah, he probably went in there and demanded like $100,000. Yeah, just like he demanded the credit line. They gave him the credit line off of probably false evidence, false assumptions, allegedly. And what I think he did is he probably fabricated all these statements, allegedly. Now, what I believe is that they're accusing him of fraud, allegedly. That's what it sounds like. And it sounds like they're right. And that's what I said. I literally said out the gate, you can trace my shows back. I spoke on him in this situation. And I said, if he took a PPP loan out, number one, you have to pay those back or it's illegal. That's number one, right? You can go to prison for that for a long time. You know he's not going to pay any money back. How did you purchase the scooters that you were showing? You had a shipment that you showed on camera. We know it's not your money. It's either Big B paying for it or a PPP loan. You don't work. So you can't make capital to run a business unless you work, right? Which goes back to the first point, because I'm a genius of what you were saying and trying to put me down for doing, which is working a 9 to 5 to create the capital to then build a business, right? Which I actually just did again recently, like I said, and I took all the money and I put it into this Batman business, and it's working now. It's effective. All I got to do is get to my check 21st to 26th, and I have a full scale business running that I built independently with my own money, right? Okay. So here's the deal, right? You Obviously, that's what it sounds like. I mean, if they wrote you a letter and they said, "We're done. We want no relationship with you," right? We want nothing to do with you. We don't want any contact. He can't even come on the premises, homie. This dude, Nutword, aka Styles, aka Lee Owens of DeKalb, Illinois. I mean, you can't act like it's not a big deal. You can't downplay it and act like, oh, hold up. Hold on. Like I said, you can't downplay it and act like, oh, well, I mean, he didn't know what he was doing, right? So, first of all, if you didn't pay the PPP loan back or you plan not to, that's a huge problem. Then you were talking about something, it wasn't a benefactor of it, it was some other wording that you used that has to do with whatever the money is, right? Because all this is coming off of a line of credit because you're a narcissist, that you're unable to work hard like me and just build a business through hard work, right? I'm doing it without any money, without anyone helping me. Nobody's giving me anything, right? Like they're literally trying to starve me out. They want me to not be able to do anything, right? And I'm still, I mean, I ate two great meals today. Like I said, like they're trying to make it where I can't provide for myself and do what I need to do. And it just hasn't been the case. I've figured it out this entire time and I plan to continue to, however I got to do it. But the point is, I mean, number one, I only have about 21 days left, and then I get my check and then this mess is over and I can buy what I need. The fact is that puts my health at risk though, because like I said, I need things and they're not allowing me to do it because they don't want to donate because they're trying to starve me out intentionally, right? Which all is going to come out in court when I sue them and put them all behind bars. Now, back to your situation, right? You haven't paid the PPP loan back. That's number one. If you took one out allegedly, right? Because I don't really know. That's just what I assume. It makes perfect sense with everything going on, right? But there's some kind of lump sum of money that you obviously requested or demanded, whatever that you're dealing with, right? And then you have that terminology for what you are to that in relation to it, correct? So the point is, like they said, I mean, they have every right to be that way with you. Number one, to ask, are you recording them, right? And then number two, the fact that you're trying to tell them how the process is going to go and immediately resort to accusations of discrimination. I mean, it's not discrimination to look at you, nigga, and say, hey, I'm not going to give you this or that. They should have never gave you a credit line in the first place because you're a scammer and you're a known YouTube scammer that's connected to another YouTube scammer who's also a cult leader who I'm putting in prison named Tommy Sotomayor. So see, you're real mad and you're upset and you're worried about Buns Dot and Bum Dot in LA and what he has to say, but you should be worried about me and what I have to say because this is the actual grounds that will get you put in prison. Okay, that's what you have to understand. You have to understand I didn't take too kindly when you tried to disrespect me, and I never forget and I never let anything go. So you don't understand, like, I know how to play these games. I don't play no games. I'm a real gangster. And, like, you don't seem to get that, like, I actually know the law, right? So remember that I really do have the power to put you behind bars. And it's not about that. It's not about anything other than the fact that what you're doing is a crime, and I'm just doing what I need to do because this is, quite frankly, this is what I do. I'm Batman, right? So you're a criminal. So, Batman's got to do what he's got to do, right? Batman's got to do his job, right? And be Batman, right? So, I mean, Batman stops criminals from committing crimes, right? Okay, that's just reality, right? So, again, you got to understand something, right? You, my good sir, okay, you literally, you're banned from the premises. You can't even step foot on the bank property. So that means you did something really serious. So when you're on your show, you're lying again, role reversing, trying to put it on them using the terminology fraud. But fraud's clearly what you're allegedly being accused of. It's common sense, right? And I mean, if you fill in the dots and look at everything going on, it's pretty crystal clear what's going on. That's number one. Number two, I mean, if you gave them any kind of false documents, false evidence, that is fraud to open your fake credit line, right? Then your credit line didn't survive or exist. You've been bragging about this for months, saying that you were going to be the next Elon Tusk, because he's a broke Freemason who sold his soul. He didn't go open up a credit line at a bank. He didn't start from scratch. He didn't do any of these things, right? But you want to use examples of people who basically didn't have to do anything, right? They were just handed the card, right? Here we go again. So, number one, sir, Nutty, if you can hear me, stop being sporadic and stop going online whining and throwing hissy fits and tantrums. That's not wiling out, cousin. That's a tantrum. You're not a gangster, right? And you just have to understand, none of what I'm saying or doing or any of this comes from any place other than just the truth and what I need to do and what I need to speak and say. Okay? So, again, we come back to square one, which is you are not allowed on the bank premises. You cannot come anywhere near them. They don't want you there. They don't want you around. They dissolved the relationship. They dissolved your fake credit line. They put it completely out of commission, out of business. And we know that you haven't created no funds because you don't run a business. You haven't taken any funds, which is also fraud because you claim that you sell scooters. If you didn't report all of those, all that income and all the earnings, right, then you're in big trouble, homie. You're in hot water because you're going to go to prison for that because it's fraud. What I think you're really doing is you're fighting charges. You're fighting accusations and charges, I believe, allegedly, of actual fraud, right? Because we know that's how you do. Anyone who knows your history and studies you and like as a criminal, right? And can see what you do online with your online habits and everything that you do, right? Right? You got to remember, this is what I do, bro. I have to pay attention, right? And I really don't be paying attention, but I have to pay attention to criminals, right? I have to study and understand what's going on with them so I can do what I need to do as Batman, right? So, like I said, you're not allowed anywhere near the bank, right? Like I said, it sounds like you were accused of fraud allegedly, right? 100%. And like I said, you don't that all this mess that you've talked for the past several months is all fugazi and fake, right? Because you are just got your credit line shut down completely and that it already happened and that you were even saving the news because you were ashamed and embarrassed, but then you claim again hypocritically that you're not ashamed and embarrassed. If you're not ashamed and embarrassed, why didn't you speak on it earlier? And who cares? Right? I'm not that petty. I'm not you and these trolls, right, that you hang out with, right? But that's why you don't have a future or a career. So didn't I tell you all this? Didn't I tell you? No, Nutty. The business formula is you have to work hard and you have to build a business and you have to put money and capital into the business. See, you can't take the shortcut. You want the shortcut and you want to get over $100,000 handed to you so you can feel narcissist, like you got over on everybody and you took the shortcut while you try to make fun of people like me for working genuinely hard, which is what it takes in reality if you'd ever step outside and quit being the sheltered individual that you are, okay? Because you're sheltered and you're a grown adult, right? You should go outside more. The point is, you really don't seem to understand, right? Like, number one, don't ever disrespect me again. Number two, I can put you in prison anytime I want. Number three, I have tons of actual documented evidence on you committing like felonious crimes, felonies, okay? And number four, it's serious as it gets what you're doing, brother. Okay. So no, what you're fighting obviously is alleged fraud charges and alleged fraud accusations. That's what it sounds like. Why don't you stop lying, Narcy, and just tell the public the truth? Okay, that's what you need to do. You need to come clean and you need to speak on the truth of the situation, which is that you don't provide receipts, you don't provide documentation, you don't report the income that you make, but you wanted to open up a credit line and take advantage of that credit line, right, for what you do so that you can just have free money at your disposal to do whatever and brag. And yeah, that's what you were doing, bragging about how you're so great. You got 13 lines of credit open for what? All you need is one. That's fraud right there. So, like I said, they probably looked at your online activity. They looked at your activity within the bank that you made people uncomfortable because you're weird, and you're trying to tell them, "Oh no, it works this way because I read something on Google." Boy, get out of my face. That's what they should tell you. Like, come on, bro. That's not how it works, man. You can't go into a bank and tell them how it's going to go. They're in charge regardless. I mean, that's any institution. That's just common sense. What you lack, right? So again, what you got to understand is this man is in hot water now. I think he's facing potential prison time allegedly, and that's what he's worried about. All right. Now there's another one exposed. Like I said, I need everyone to support the Batman. I need all you readers who feed off of me and my energy every day, and you make money off my energy, to fork over some of that money, and you should probably donate to me, right? I'm not saying you have to, but I mean the court might. So I mean, like I said, it is what it is, man. Like I said, I don't want to have an attitude, none of that, but people really got to understand, bro. Like, y'all is just sitting here doing nothing for me. And like I said, like, I need the support of the public. So, I mean, it is what it is. But at the end of the day, like I said, this dude is just trying to lie and cavort and twist everything. And he's mad because he's on YouTube and he can't basically, blow up on YouTube and become a superstar. And he says, "Oh, I'm oblivious to everything." I'm not. You're seeing Batman as a star every day, bro. You're stalking my content like you always have, and you're mad because I'm in the position you want to be in. And you know why I'm in this position and you're not, Nutty? Because I worked hard and I did what I needed to do instead of complaining and whining to everyone around me, and instead of trying to take free come ups, right? Like you. So, I mean, before you tell me anything, just remember, you people can say whatever you want. I did my job already. My check's already at $142. That's good money. That's more than enough money for everything that I need, right? I'm trying to get it to 200 before the end of the month if I can, and my phone plan isn't even on. If y'all want to help me pay that, like I said, it's about $70, right? Y'all can help me with all these things, man. I need a new phone, quite frankly, instead, and that would be like 100, I think. So, I mean, come on, bro. Like, y'all need to step up and actually support somebody who's genuine and righteous. But yeah, if these people get on here and talk, or they talk outside in the streets, I'm gonna expose them all, man. I don't care. I'm not playing at all, man. I'm really good at what I do. Like I said, I'm Batman the Vigilante. That's all that I am. I'm a vigilante, but I'm good at what I do, man. And I understand things that all these other people in these fake positions and fake titles don't. So trust me. I mean, it is what it is, Nutty. So like I said, there goes your credit line. There goes the whole concept and idea of this supposed fake business, right, that never existed. And you wanted to run a Ponzi scheme, and you wanted to just get free money to do whatever you want and then not pay it back. And that's just not how it works, brother. And you have to document everything that you use, and anything. If you sell product, you got to document that. That's just how it works when you run a business. So like I told you, opening an LLC is a waste of money, right? Quit involving the government in your business, smart one, and then you won't be in these positions. I talked about all this, man. Cowboys don't involve the government in their damn business. They just don't. You're not a cowboy. So don't say you're a gangster and all that, because, I mean, that's just not how it works. And you don't know how to open an LLC. And you want me to prove it to you, right? Here's what I'll do, Nutty. When Christina gets here and we get everything right and rolling again, right, because I need help for that, and I'm man enough to admit that, no problem, because I'm actually about this life and you're not, right, Nutty? So, again, when we get everything right, I'll do that. I'll try to get my credit fixed. She'll help me. I'll open up I'll see when I can open up a line of credit, and I'll open up an LLC again, no problem. It's only like $200. It's no big deal, right? I'll open an LLC, and I'll show you from scratch how to build the LLC the correct way. And I'll show the public, and I'll make an example out of you publicly of this is what not to do. How would you like them apples? Okay? That's what's coming. All right. So just remember, Nutty. I mean, you say whatever you want, and other than that, like I said, I think DeKalb, Illinois, is a very interesting city. I definitely want to vacation there and travel there. I want to check out what's there. I'm very excited to go to DeKalb. Honestly, I am. I'm just being real. I mean, Christina already knows. I want to go to DeKalb. I would like to visit DeKalb, and we might end up living there. I don't know. It depends on what resources are there and what they have to offer. You know, I'm sure there's better cities than DeKalb, so we probably aren't going to live there, but we'll visit. You know, I think there's a lot of industry and industrious stuff in that city. But yeah, no, what you're doing, bro, is you're just trying to steal like you always are. You're always trying to steal from everyone and get a free come up like niggas always do. And then you whine about niggas and their behavior, but you do the same exact behavior. You whine about everyone else and what they do, but you're so hypocritical because all you do is the exact same behavior that you complain everybody else is doing. So like I said, I mean, it is what it is. All right. Drops Mike. Batman has exposed them. Donate to the Cash App and the PayPal, people. It's in the bottom left-hand corner. I really need the support right now. And that's it, man. Once I get to the check, that's it. We got a full business running full scale. And basically, that's it. It's going to be more than enough money for what I'm doing because I pushed hard and I never gave up. And that's it, man. So, like I said, I defeated your demonic cult. Bow down, and that's it, man. And quit acting like y'all running your mouth, man. Y'all are never going to talk to me, and you're not going to talk on my show. All right? One. Naughty. I went to Michigan.